Alright, so I finally got out of the rain and the crappy weather, so I stopped to grab some fuel and take a real quick half-hour break. So I gotta jump out here and show you guys this tractor and what I did for securement. So, here we go. Weird problem shutting my doors today. Alright, so John Deere got me for a little while yesterday. There were a lot of trucks there yesterday, so it took 2.5 hours before I even got over to load, before they called me down to come load. And then when I got down there, it was another 1.5 hours or so. So it cost me a little bit. Going to be interesting for delivery. It's throwing me a little bit behind this week where I wanted to be. But here's our unit right here. It's a John Deere 9R tractor. Pretty big piece of equipment. Show you what I did for securement. Came off the hitch there with one going each direction, and then one across the center. Pretty basic. And right here in the middle, I added a chain right there going straight across the trailer on the other side. This is an articulating unit. You can see right here, the thing articulates right here. So there was no brace that I could find, like I talked about with wheel loaders and whatnot, with articulating units. I couldn't find any locking lever, so I ended up putting that chain there just to be sure that I was covered. My flag's stuck here. So I X-chained the back. Pretty simple. Right off the lifting lugs they provide. Now, if you watch the video I did last night, I talked about signs and flags, and I also talked about how to read a permit. So when I get back on the road, I'll talk a little bit more about permits on this particular unit. But sign and flags, you saw the sign on the front of my truck when I was standing out just a second ago. I'll talk a little bit about that a bit later, but that is a magnetic sign. It literally just magnetizes, big strip magnet, just magnetizes right to my bumper. So makes it pretty easy to put on and take off. It's a little pricey. Most people might not, or a lot of people might not want to spend that kind of money, but I'm curious to see how long it lasts. I got it about 6 months ago. I'm curious to see if it lasts as long as longer than the signs, or at least longer than how many times I could buy a sign. So we'll see. We don't know yet. So I did do magnetized flags. This axle right here. This axle right here is the furthest point out. So I put a flag on it, magnetized it. There was one on that one, but due to that wind yesterday, that thing came off somewhere along the way, and I'm not sure where it is. But I have to get out one of my spares and put it on there. Here's the back. My flags on each corner. My sign. Looking like it's about time to replace that sign. It's starting to fold up on me. Here's this side here. The exhaust, we do not need to cover because it's facing backwards, not catching any wind. This side here, same thing. Furthest point out, got a flag there. Same thing here. Got a flag on the widest portion. There's that. What I am gonna do here is I'm gonna set you down. I'm gonna grab my high pull and take a measurement, and I'll explain what I'm doing while I'm doing it. So, yeah, got my tape measure and my high pull measuring tool. Stick this up, see where we're at. Bring this thing down until it touches. We are at 13 and 11 and a half, which is good because we permitted it for 14 foot, so that's good. That dimension is solid. Now, measuring, using a tape measure to measure across this thing, this gets a little tricky. And I think I'll show you a little trick that I use. All right, no. I'll come pick you up, show you this. All right. What I'm doing here is, because the widest portion of the load is up kind of high and the trailer's way down here, it's very difficult to get that measurement. So the best way to do this that I've found is to take my high pole measuring tool and put it up against the widest portion of load, and then take your tape measure, run it across the trailer, hook it on the other side, and bring it over here until you get out to the point where that pole is. And what we'll do with this one is we'll turn this thing sideways, turn this pole sideways until we get out to give me a second here. All right, there we go. Until we get it out to where the measuring tape's going to come out. It's going to be kind of tricky. I got to hold both things here. We'll pull our tape measure out. That looks like 10 foot 3 inches. And what we'll do on the other side, we'll take the high pole measuring tool over there to the other side and do the same thing. Stick it right there on the edge. Make sure that it's coming straight down, which is tricky. And then instead of measuring across the trailer, we'll just measure from the edge of the trailer where we had our tape measure hooked, and that is 10 inches. So we have our measurement on the other side. Add the two together, and that's our total. So it's kind of complicated to get these measurements on a load like this. That's actually, I said 10 foot. That's actually 9 foot. So 9 foot 3 inches plus the 10 inches puts us at 10 foot 1 inch. So I think we permitted at 10 foot 6 inches on this thing, so we're good. We're good all the way around. There's our unit. I'm gonna get back on the road here. I'm sure my brake's done. I'm gonna get back on the road here, and I'll film a little bit while I'm trucking. Talk to you soon.
This highway's more than blacktop. It's more than these white lines. It's more than just a living, y'all. It's my way of life. Just like my dad before me, I'm addicted to the road. Another day, another town, another long haul load. Slamming truck, stop, coffee down. Midnight, I'm Miami bound. 40 tons of Pennsylvania steel. I'll race the rain, fight the wind. This radio's my only friend. But Lord, you know I love the way it feels. Living life on 18. that's what sets me free. Jamming gears, counting miles, crawling up these hills. I don't get tired of this grind. Hell, I guess I never will. Slamming trucks, stop coffee down. Midnight, I'm Miami bound. 40 tons of Pennsylvania steel. I'll race the rain, fight the wind. This radio's my only friend. Lord, you know I love the way it feels, living life on 18 wheels.
Hello again. So it started off as a really good week. Has turned into a questionable week. It's not a bad week by any stretch of the imagination, but definitely had its. This week has had its challenges. In the later part of the week, this mainly weather. Like this weather has wreaked havoc on getting this load from Iowa to Baltimore, and then getting out of there. So didn't get a chance to. I shouldn't say a chance. I didn't film at my delivery at the port because number one, the weather was just absolutely terrible. Pouring down rain. It was great. It's a great day to be a duck. Let me put it to you that way. If you are a cold weather duck, it's a great day to be a duck. You saw in the earlier in this video, just a second ago, you saw a little bit of what I had to go through on Route 68. I don't know if you've ever been on Route 68 in Maryland, but that road hates me. It absolutely hates me, and the feeling is mutual at this point. So I left out this morning from the truck stop I was at, right at the PA West Virginia border. Left out this morning, came through West Virginia, got on to Route 68 in Morgantown, started heading over towards 70, and it became apparent real quick by the ice on the trees and the ice on the snow on the side of the road, a little bit of snow on the side of the road, that things could turn ugly fast. That 68 is probably got the most hills on it of any road in Maryland. So as I got higher elevations, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So I can't remember the exact mileage, but I think it's 86 miles across 68 from Route 79 over to 70. I think it's 68 miles, or 86 miles, I'm sorry. I think it's 86 miles across there. Normally takes me, when I'm heavy, when I got a decent amount of weight, it normally takes me hour and a half, hour 45 minutes to get across there. Today, 5.5 hours. So that being said, I get to delivery, and the snow that was over there is just pouring down rain at the port. So the microphones I use aren't waterproof. My camera's absolutely waterproof, but the microphones I use aren't waterproof. I didn't want to risk it, so I didn't film while I was there. Unload went pretty good, standard. I got there during lunch. Anybody that knows anything about the port in Baltimore, lunchtime in the port of Baltimore is either 11 to 1 or 11:30 to 1. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it's 11 to 1. So if you're going to get there between 11 and 1, you're going to be waiting until 1 until they come back. And that's what happened to me, which was kind of good because I knew right away when I got into the snow that I wasn't going to make it before lunch. So I was able to just kind of take it easy, not stress too much about getting there because I'm not going to do anything anyway. So I got there, got checked in. They told me just to unload it right where I was at. So I went ahead and detached right where it's at, which was right up front by the office. It's kind of nice. I got it delivered. Got loaded, or I got hooked back up. The load that I was supposed to pick up normally picks up from right there from Mid-Atlantic. I don't know if there's a space issue or what, but now they're storing, Mid-Atlantic or whoever in the port is storing some of their heavy equipment in another location, which there's actually 2 locations. And I left the port, it was about 1:30, I think I got out of there. In fact, it was 1:31 when I got out of the port, and was running over just right to the other side of the port. It was literally in the port, you just have to go out to get back in. So I got out, I took off, it was like 1:31 when I went through the gate, and you have to be there by 2 o'clock. And I went to the one I thought I was supposed to go to, and apparently it was the wrong one. So they called the other one for me, let me know where I was supposed to go, show me how to get there, and they called the other one for me to see if they would wait, and it's an absolute hard cutoff for 2 o'clock. So unfortunately, right then, it was at 2 o'clock. I think it was at 1:58 when I was talking to that guy, so there was no chance of me making it there by 2 o'clock, but didn't necessarily break my heart. Turns out, I found out right after that I-68 was closed, which was my permit route to get out of here. So it wouldn't have done me much good anyways to be loaded today. Got my appointment changed. I guess you have to have an appointment for the day. You don't have to have a specific time or anything, but the day that you're going to be there, you have to have an appointment. So the guy I got this load from, he got the appointment changed, and they open at 6 o'clock tomorrow morning. I don't know, given the weather situation and us having to change when the delivery is going to, because I would have, had I picked up today, I would have delivered tomorrow in Columbus. And unfortunately, because of the way this was, I'm not going to make that delivery tomorrow. So I'm picking this thing up and just taking it home. That required us to reroute the permit. So we ended up ordering, we hadn't ordered the Ohio permit yet, as I told you in the video about permits. I don't order Ohio permit until I got a scale ticket. So we had not ordered the Ohio permit yet, so that was a plus. But we did have to adjust Maryland and Pennsylvania because I'm going to go a completely different way to get up to the house. So probably not going to, I don't have those permits yet. It was kind of late in the day when that all happened, obviously. And our permit office is generally super fast, but there's only so much you can do. The state has to send it back to you. So I don't have those permits yet. I'm confident I'll get them pretty early tomorrow morning, but I don't have them yet. So I'm not going to bother getting over there to that pickup super early, because that's not going to do me much good anyways if I don't have a permit. I'm just going to be sitting there waiting on it. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of time. That'll also give Pennsylvania a little bit of time to, this weather system that moved through wreaked havoc on certain parts of Maryland and Pennsylvania. So that'll give PA a little bit more of a chance to get the roads cleaned up, so I don't have anything to really stress about on the way home tomorrow. So that's where I'm at. That's what I'm doing. I'll definitely be doing my best to get some footage tomorrow morning. Tomorrow I'm loading this should be a good looking load, and it should be pretty educational. So I'm loading a Caterpillar 740 articulating dump truck tomorrow. This is she's a big unit. She's very big. So pretty much max weight for what I can take. We're a little bit under the max weight, but it's pretty much max weight of what I can take on this trailer. So dimensions, we're not in the realm of requiring escorts. We are going to be wide, and we're also going to be a little bit high. So kind of touching in every aspect the over-dimensional on this one, and should be a good looking load. Stuff I like hauling. So I will definitely be finding a spot tomorrow morning. If I can't film right there at that port, which I hopefully I will be able to, but if I can, I'll definitely be finding a spot somewhere right outside there that I can stop and get a video, because it's going to be a good load. So I appreciate everybody watching. I hope everyone has a good night, and I hope you're enjoying the videos. If you are, please subscribe to the channel, and if you like the videos, make sure you hit the like button. I'm totally new to this YouTube thing. Honestly, I really am. So apparently likes mean more than anything. So if you enjoy one of my videos or you think it's useful, make sure you hit that like button, help me out a little bit. And I'll talk to y'all soon and hope you have a good night.